I know a nice young lady that is going there, taking journalism.
Okay.
What are you guys taking?
I'm in accounting.
In accounting? Smart man.
Musical theater minor, marketing.
Oh, wow, nice. It's a good city to be studying that in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, it's great. Are you guys from here? Where are you from?
Yes, sir.
Oh, terrific. That's great,
Are you from the city?
No, I've been here 40-odd years.
That's from the city.
Not really. You got to be here for a generation or two before you really
before
can
you
say
really know. Yeah.
I like it. It's almost a cliche now when you hear it from time to time. Someone asks us, "Are you from here?" They go, "Nah," but as soon as I found it, I got here as soon as I could.
Once you get here, you don't leave.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I have to tell you, it's in the soil. It's the DNA.
It's like
it's different.
Everybody's so
It's the only place I know where multiculturalism actually works.
You can't. The thing is, in the city, it's like if you look at the breakdown of the demographics, you can't be a racist asshole.
You can't.
Or else you won't ever be able to get any food anywhere. You won't be able to buy your groceries. You won't even be able to talk to anybody on the phone because you're too caught up in your own prejudices.
Yeah.
That's why New Orleans is it's always been a nice cultural hub because it's a coastal city. And with a huge port that takes you right.
Unless you're heterosexual, then you can be discriminated against.
Yeah, unless if you're actually a cisgender male.
Especially in the French Quarter.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, keep up what you're doing.
Oh yeah, thanks. Here, let me give you go check me out on the YouTube. I film a lot of my encounters out here.
Oh, you do? That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So yeah, it's on the back of this get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Funny. That is funny.
Here you go, young lady.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good one.
Hello.
Hi there. We're going to take this back to Canada to get rid of Trudeau. Trade them in.
Okay. Where are you guys from?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
You got your own problems.
What?
You have your own problems.
Yeah.
Right now, isn't the president meeting with Merkel, or has he already done that?
NATO was a meeting in the NATO a couple of days ago. Donald Trump nearly quitted it.
He nearly what?
He nearly quitted in NATO.
Yeah. Well, I don't think NATO. What do you guys think about NATO?
So,
I mean, does it even need to exist anymore?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the World War II has been over for how long?
Yeah, but we have the second Cold War now, you know, with Russia.
Yeah, but why you're buying your energy from Russia? See, here's the deal. I mean, one of the things about our country, people got pissed about our country, is how we can go to war with other countries. One of the fact is, we can't even go to war, couldn't until we restored some of the military, because all of our military components were farmed out to other countries. I mean, China makes a lot of our military equipment. I mean, how does it even get? So if we were going to war against China, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
So it's like.
So how do you think Donald Trump politics is good for the country or for the world?
Yes, to simplify it.
To what?
Simplify it, to make it simplified. You just brought it up. Is it good for the country or the world?
Yeah.
Well, if it's good for the country, it's good for the world.
You think when something is good for America, it's also good for the world?
Yes, because we've been leading the world for how long? As I said, who's been supporting NATO? Who are the people that have tried to emulate for the past 75 years or longer? It's been us. All of a sudden, we're the bad guy? How did that happen? And the idea of this, and it's in the language now, globalization.
Yeah.
Now, globalization is exactly what every tyrant is always trying to achieve, a one-world government. Now, they couldn't do it with Hitler. They tried, but he failed. So what they couldn't do militarily, the elites that backed Hitler, because they backed us too, it's the same people. See, so they pit. But it's always the goal to try to form the one world government. We'll have peace right after this war. So they always make excuses up. They arm both sides. So we get back to Well, how can you go to war, or what excuses would they make to go to war with people that are making the equipment to go to war for you? How do you do that? I mean, so when you're buying energy from Russia and at the same time going, oh, we gotta worry about those Russians. The Russians got a GDP of Italy. They can't keep their own damn trains running on time. The people are starving, for crying out loud. They can't keep, I mean, come on, they're like maybe 2 steps above Venezuela before they go under.
I think the NATO's necessary because Europe is not powerful enough to protect himself against some other countries like Russia.
Well, what exactly do we need protection from right now? The weapons that we've got. My God, terrorists can have weapons of mass destruction, and they don't have the ability that nations have to defend themselves. We've got weapons now, space weapons, lasers, everything that, if Israel, what the hell, it's almost like the only reason they have the ships and the guns and the big guns is just to keep the military-industrial complex happy. We really don't need them anymore. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, we've got the weapons to split this world in two. So all of this is a big show to, you need NATO because we're making up this stuff over here. Because the only place you're getting your opinions is from these guys. The news. And who owns the news? The same corporations that own our governments. And where do they make money? Off of war, off of dividing people, off of false scarcities.
Yeah, it's difficult.
They control the energy, they control the source of money, because it gets down to the banks, the central banks. And what's one of the biggest banks in the world that control the European currencies right now? Germany. You're a very powerful banking nation. You control a lot of Europe through what you have.
Yeah, we're one of the powerful countries in Europe.
So, again, it's like, who's running it? You got to follow the money.
So what do you think about Merkel?
Oh, I think she's a puppet like most leaders of most countries are to the banking and corporate rulers above them. I think most politicians are like storefront windows, giving us the illusion that they're listening to us, the people. Merkel ain't listening.
So you think Donald Trump's authentic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at his enemies. You judge a person by their enemies.
But he's done a lot of shit in his period so far.
He's done a lot, like what?
Why? So the thing we said, he nearly quitted the NATO. That's
so.
That's I can't understand it. There we have different.
Well, then live
opinions.
on your own. I mean, there's no threat. As I said, Russia right now can't even defend themselves. So how are they going to make an offense on anything? I mean, making deals is better than making war. And right now, Donald Trump is the deal maker. Hell, we were supposed to be going to war with North Korea by now. But where are we instead? We're talking about denuclearization and peace. So it's always better to talk than lob bombs at one another.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So that's what this man is doing. But again, so that's why they're pissed at him. Where do the elites make their money? By making war. By keeping us at one another's throats. And he's talking peace.
What do you think about the problem with the schools in America, that there are a lot of attacks from students, because you know what I mean?
Do you think weapons are necessary to all people? Do you think weapons make America more safe?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because again, make it very simple. Once you give up, you're giving up to the government. You're telling the government, take care of me. Here's my weapon. Here it is. Take care of me. So you're trusting that government that it's going to do the right thing. Governments never do the right thing. Ever, 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 ever. Never, ever trust the government to do the right thing. Ever.
But when everybody got the weapon, they not all do the right thing with the weapon.
Well, they wouldn't last long, would they? I mean, here's it is right here. It's as simple as it gets, right? Good guys with guns, bad guys with guns. They got frowns on their faces. They're both armed. They can't do anything, right? Good guys without guns, boom, they're dead. Bad guys with guns, happy. You're not going to stop
They
the
can die
guns.
as well.
Huh?
They can die as well. But
Well, let them die. The thing is, you're not going to eliminate all guns. There's always going to be a bad guy that's going to get a gun. I mean, they try to eliminate drugs, but drugs are prevalent, right? They're everywhere. I mean, if I want to, I could go 3 blocks here, probably buy some heroin, take me 10 minutes. But it's illegal. So if I want a gun, I could probably go that same 3 blocks and get a gun.
yeah,
So, I mean, you're not going to keep the guns out of the hands of the people that want them. And if it's only the bad guys or your government who can turn into bad guys, they're going to wind up with the guns, you're screwed. Because the first thing Hitler did was confiscate the guns. The very first thing he did when he got in power. That's the first thing every tyrant does when they get in power, is they take the people's guns.
what would you do? Because in the schools there are a lot of people who can get the gun easy to kill students.
Yeah,
at school.
right now, where do they go to shoot the kids? Where it says gun-free zone. They actually put these signs on the school saying a gun-free zone. So what's the shooter going to do? Go, oh, damn, I was going to go in there and shoot some kids, but that sign, that stopped me. They go in there because that sign's up there. If you had teachers in the classroom that were armed like they do in Israel, you don't hear of any school shootings in Israel, do you? So if you have teachers, former military, former police, people that know how to handle the situation, in the classrooms, concealed carry, I guarantee you, there'd be no school shootings. But they go there because
and when
there's
there are no weapons at all, there weren't school shootings.
Again,
as well.
let me go back to square one. You're never, ever, let's talk about reality here, okay? Let's get that big, listen to reality. This is reality. You will never, ever get rid of the guns. Ever. There's always going to be a bad guy. That you can make guns in printers around. 3D printers can make guns. So, I mean, anybody can get a gun. You're not going to stop the gun.
So, when you compare Germany and America with the gun problem, in Germany there are
So in Germany we have
not so much death because
some
of
attacks like this in one time in 10 years.
Yeah. So,
time
yeah.
in 10 years.
So there they'll stab, they'll get in a lorry and ride people over, they'll bomb, and they still have shootings there. So don't give me that crap that the bad guys can't get in there and walk into a mall.
They can get, but not so
You
easy.
could go
like here.
with a knife or something like
Well,
this.
again, I can bring up more instances by 6-fold of shootings that were stopped by people with guns than people that had a gun and just shot a lot of people. So here, statistically and statistics prove this. The communities here that allow concealed carry without license have the lowest crime rates. Look at Chicago. Chicago has the strictest gun laws in our country. They got the #1 murder rate.
I don't know.
Well, I do. I mean, I know. I'm from here. I talk to people in Chicago all the time. I mean, there's what, maybe 6 to 10 shootings a day in Chicago, and they got the toughest gun laws in the country. So, you're not going to stop the bad guys from shooting each other or shooting you. It's not going to happen. You're not going to just wave your magic wand and say, all the guns are gone and we now live in a peaceful fairy world. It's not going to happen. Not any more than you're going to get a lion to not eat the lamb. When he gets hungry, he's going to eat the lamb. The lion's the lion. And you're not going to stop the guys that want guns, that want to do harm, from getting their hands on them, any more than you can stop a dictator from, dictating, from treating his people like crap.
But with weapons, you can get problems away. If you look in the history, with guns, it's not the best way to create new problems.
Well, I'm all ears. Tell me, I'm all for that. Yeah,
in the history.
I think it's a last resort. But the thing is, without it, what is your option? If I got a gun right now and I don't like you guys, I come up and I want to just start bitch slapping you, and I got a gun on me. What are you going to do about it?
In the last 50 years, Europe was so peaceful, without weapons, without guns. Isn't that an achievement?
Wonderful. Where are you now? Now you've let in enough people that will not assimilate into your culture, that are probably one of the most violent people of all cultures. I mean, the immigrants you're allowing in are changing your culture and all of Europe's altogether. I mean, they are not becoming nice Nordic, educated Germans. They are maintaining their own culture. They're bringing over their problems into your country, to the point where you've got no-go zones now, where mail won't get delivered in certain locations.
You can't take all these humans, but in Germany, in this year, there aren't so much refugees like in the last years, and it is limited. Not everybody can go into the country. That's not true. So in Germany, you had a bit problems, yeah, but not so much.
Well, okay, unless you listen to the imams who said, even with the ones we have there, we will, because you're not breeding, he says, there we will outbreed them. And in another 30 to 40 years, we will outnumber them 4-1. That's how they do. You remember, this is all about taking things over. Let's get back to globalization against nationalism. When you have nation states that are strong, that are taking care of their own people, right? Then you've got a nation that's strong. Once you give up anything in that nation to become a globalist, who are you giving it up to? What power is taking over? The farther you remove yourself from direct self-rule, the more of a slave you become to the powers that be. So the idea of destroying nation states and then forming open borders, come on in, we love you. No, that's not how it is. Not everybody loves you. There are people, there are cultures that are not as good as others. If you go to a Muslim country, they treat their women like objects. They throw gays off of buildings, and they slit people's throats, Christians' throats.
You can't say that for all people. There are people, but
it's not for all Muslims.
Well, fine. They're fine. Okay, and I'll grant you that it's not for all Muslims. But let's say I had a tray of brownies right now, and I presented this tray of brownies to you. I said 2 of those brownies out of these 12 are poisonous. Would you like a brownie? Would you take the brownie?
We understand the metaphor, but you can't compare it so easy.
Yes, I can. No, why even let them in? Well, then again, allowing.
One bad person,
why let in this
it doesn't destroy the whole country. Like when I eat one muffin and it's bad
it does if that one muffin can cause a lot of havoc. That one muffin can get in a lorry and ride over 60 people and kill them. That one muffin can walk in with a bomb strapped to him and blow up 200 people in a mall. That one muffin can do a lot of damage. So when you add these muffins up of all these boats coming over where nobody's vetting these people, and it's all military-age men, majority of them, and they're all coming in going, they don't understand your culture, they don't understand your language, and they could give a shit about your language or culture, because they're in to take over, because they're imams that said we're going up there to take over. The white man's rule is over. And that's what they're after. We become the minority. And the elites are going to use that to create chaos so they can go ahead and bring down nation states and then come in as the savior.
But we have a lot
Oh,
of
you
refugees.
nice little guys, you nice little minions. We'll save you. Come on into this camp. Here's a shot. Roll up your sleeve first. Take that. We're taking care of you because we're the government and we're so nice to you. Don't be fooled.
So we have different opinions.
Indeed, that's why we talk.
Yeah, it's good.
But I hope I was enlightening you. I give you, if I may, take a picture of this book and read it. If you want to know who's truly ruling things,
No, I'm not so interested.
I don't know. Thank you.
I mean, unless you think you know it all already and you don't need to know anything. Don't read this book then. Just go along with
When
what
we
you think.
read this book, we don't agree with all. So
You're not. You can or not to. The idea is the information is here is well bookmarked. I mean, there's plenty of bookmarks. There's over 1,000 damn notes here. So it's well researched, and you could go ahead and do your own research and then come up with your own discernment, which you seem to have given up to some groupthink mentality. Oh, gee, if I think that, I'll be thinking outside my group, and I don't want to have that because I'm a globalist. I really trust the government. Try thinking for yourself for once. Try reading something outside that little box you put yourself in and seeing other people's thoughts and then coming to your own decision or not. Try that for once.
have a nice day.
God damn these guys.